Man, this camera looks so good. Oh my god. Oh my look at me. Oh my gosh. Look at me. Okay, I'm sorry. What's up everybody? It's your boy MastaStef. I know it's been a long time since I uploaded a video. And this is gonna be a very different kind of video than what you're used to seeing on this channel. If you've seen any of my old content, you would know that I post a lot of skits. You know, I post a little bit of gameplay footage from my stream, stuff like that. It's gonna be completely different. Today I'm going to be doing something I'm really passionate about, which is mixology, bartending, drink making, whatever you want to call it. Today I'm going to be making some bacon-infused bourbon. If you saw the thumbnail and the title, you probably already knew that. But we're going to be putting the flavor of bacon inside of bourbon and use that to make drinks. I'm mostly doing this because I'm going to be doing a mixology stream on my stream at twitch.tv/MastaStef. It's going to be on Saturday, June 19th. I think that's the right date. If not, I'm going to correct it on the video. But that's what it's going to be. But I'm going to be prepping some things ahead of time. And I want to record my process of everything I'm prepping. That way you can kind of see the process of me making all of this stuff and getting ready for a stream. Without further ado, let me go ahead and just jump right into it. Okay, as I said previously in the video, today we'll be making bacon-infused bourbon. That is the process of taking bacon fat and infusing it into the alcohol itself. I got this technique actually from a YouTuber that makes drinks and cocktails called Cocktail Chemistry. Check them out. They are super cool. They make a lot of really cool stuff. And this is kind of what inspired me to even attempt this in the first place. We'll also be using this bacon-infused bourbon to make a cocktail. We are going to be technically making the Benton's Old Fashioned, but we're making a few changes to the recipe. In the original recipe, they say that you should use 4 Roses bourbon, but I just bought Jim Beam because it's nice and cheap. And this is my first time doing this, and I didn't want to mess anything up. Now, that might affect the overall taste of the cocktail at the end, but that is a risk I'm willing to take to make sure that, you know, I don't waste a bunch of extra money. And then another small change to the recipe is that we'll be using Great Value bacon. Yes, Walmart brand bacon, instead of Benton's bacon, which is the bacon you're supposed to use. Any kind of hickory smoked bacon technically would work for this, which is why I got hickory smoked Great Value bacon. But for authenticity's sake, Jesus Christ, we normally want to use Benton's hickory smoked bacon. Oh, but before we get started, there's one thing that I forgot to do, and perfect. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do here is we're gonna actually go ahead and start by cooking our bacon. You can cook your bacon however you like. If you like it crispy, chewy, soft, hard, burnt, I don't care. It's your life, bro. You live and eat your bacon how you want to eat it, but just cook it. Once we're done cooking our bacon, you can go ahead and strain it out, put it on a paper towel, get all of that fat off of it. And then we're gonna take the bacon and throw it away. We're not actually gonna throw it away. You can eat it, put it to the side, but we're not here for the bacon. We are actually here for the bacon fat. So you actually wanna take all of the fat that you just left in the pan that cooked off of your bacon, and that's what we're gonna actually be using. We're not actually putting bacon inside of bourbon. That'd be weird, don't you think? We're not gonna be using that bacon fat just yet, however, so go ahead and put that to the side and take out your bourbon. Once again, today we're using Jim Beam bourbon, but the original recipe calls for 4 Roses bourbon, but it really doesn't matter if you're just trying to have some bacon-infused flavor in your bourbon. Before we begin to infuse the bacon flavor in our bourbon, first let's give it a quick taste test. That way we can know the difference between then and now. Yep, that tastes like bourbon, all right. Moving on. So you're gonna take your bourbon, you're gonna pour it into a non-reactive bowl. Basically, nothing that's going to dissolve with alcohol and put chemicals into your alcohol. That'd be bad. Preferably you want to use a glass bowl like this one. It doesn't have to be clear. I'm using a clear glass bowl because I think it looks nice. Now once you have all of your bourbon in a bowl, you want to take about 1.5 to 2 ounces of your bacon fat and just pour it into your bourbon. I use a little bit closer to 2 ounces here, but 1.5 I think is what the actual recipe calls for. But I figured, hey, if I'm trying to get a bacon flavor, why not go all the way, right? Plus, it just so happened to be exactly how much I had left from cooking my bacon, so it worked out. Now you want to go ahead and start stirring in the fat with the bacon the best you can. The reason why this works is there's a process that involves the bacon fat being able to dissolve in alcohol where fat normally cannot dissolve in water. I don't know the exact science behind it. It was in that cocktail chemistry video I talked about at the beginning of the video, which I will link that if you want to just see a professional do this. I am just doing this for fun. After you've stirred a little, you're gonna go ahead and cover it up, preferably with a lid that fits your bowl. I don't have a lid for this bowl. I just bought just a bowl, so I just covered it with aluminum foil. Please don't judge me. But you want to cover it up the best you can, and you're gonna let it sit at room temperature for about 4 hours. After it sits at room temperature for about 4 hours, you want to then place it into the freezer for an additional 2 hours. Also, very important, don't throw away your alcohol bottle. We're actually gonna reuse that to hold the alcohol once we're done bacon infusing it. So if you throw it away, then you won't have anything to put your alcohol in, then you'll be looking kind of silly, so don't do that. So after about 2 hours in the freezer, after it's already sat for 4 hours at room temperature, go ahead and take your bacon infused bourbon out of the freezer, and it should look like this. There will be a thin layer or some chunks of alcohol fat on top. Just go ahead and take that off. You don't have to be fancy like me and put it in a little container. I'm just dirtying dishes for no reason. I'm gonna have to wash this later. Don't be like me, just throw it away if you can. And that's basically it. Once you have this done, you can go ahead and just funnel this back into your bottle. Don't be afraid to go ahead and make a mess just like me while you're at it. I use a little bit of a mesh strainer just to catch any bacon bits that might have been floating around in it, because I don't want any bacon bits floating around in my cocktails. And then yeah, you seal up the bottle, and there you go. You have your bacon infused bourbon. And let's go ahead and compare by getting a little taste of this bacon infused bourbon, and we can see how it stacks up to the original bourbon. And wow, so it doesn't taste too drastically different, honestly. There is a bit of a smokiness slightly to the bourbon that wasn't there before, and at the very, very, very tail end, you can taste a faint flavor of bacon. But it's mostly just a smokier version of what it was before, which is pretty good, honestly. I probably could have infused a little bit more bacon flavor if I maybe used more fat or cooked more flavorful bacon. But I mean, all in all, it's pretty good. And how would I end this video if I did not show you guys a cocktail? So just like I said before, we are going to be making the Benton's Old Fashioned, just MastaStef style, aka using cheaper ingredients. So first, go ahead and take your rocks glass and go ahead and set an ice cube in there. That is fine. Next, we're going to go ahead and take our bacon infused bourbon. Now we're gonna go ahead and add 2 ounces of the bacon infused bourbon. We're gonna do a 1/4 ounce of some maple syrup. That's gonna be replacing our sugar or our simple syrup that would go in a normal old fashioned. Next, we're gonna hit it with 2 dashes of English store bitters. I like to do like 3 to 4 dashes personally, but I just like the flavor of bitters. Next, we're gonna go ahead and start stirring it. The stirring will go ahead and chill and dilute the drink a little bit as well. And last, we're gonna go ahead and get a citrus pillar. We're gonna get the skin of an orange peel. We're gonna go ahead and use the oils from that by squeezing it, rubbing it around the rim of the glass, and then just dropping it in there. It adds a nice little orangey flavor to it without adding actual orange juice. And there you have it, a technically Benton's Old Fashioned.
Hey, that's pretty good. Okay, wow. It's like breakfast in a glass. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this kind of content, let me know. I'll keep making more of it. I mean, I'm already gonna be making some anyway, because I need a few more things I have to prep for my stream. But besides that, if y'all like this kind of content, I love drink making, I love cooking. So if y'all are interested in seeing any kind of like cooking or mixology content on this channel, I can add it into my repertoire of stuff I already do. Because I think it'll be fun to do anyway. But yeah, like I said previously, now that I've tried this once, I think it came out pretty good. I might go back in the future and redo this recipe with the actual ingredients. Like you're supposed to be using 4 Roses bourbon and like Benton's bacon. I didn't do either of those, so I think maybe if I try the original recipe, it might come out a little bit better. But that being said, this is really good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. I've been MastaStef, you've been awesome. I can come up with something better than that. Anyway, I'll catch y'all later. Bye guys. Yeah! I don't know if that's how I'm gonna end it. Probably not. I'll probably edit this part out though. Probably won't. All right, bye.